Good morning, my friends, and happy Friday. It's Discovery Friday. It's actually Tuesday today, but I'm recording this video a little bit in advance. And you may be wondering, Mr. Hollingshead, why are you sitting out in the dirt today? I'm not actually sitting in the dirt, but I'm sitting on the dirt. Now, here's the funny thing. I'm not actually sitting on dirt. I'm sitting on this. This may look like dirt, but it's not actually dirt. This is rock. It's a specific rock called decomposed granite. And it's one of the things that we use in landscaping because it helps to keep the weeds down. Unlike what you might consider regular dirt, which is more mulchy, which is biotic in nature. It actually is carbon-based, broken down plants and things. This is pretty much pure rock. And so it doesn't lend itself to growing things very well. So today, we're going to collect different samples of rock. And you're going to do that. So I'm going to take 3 and we're going to go back to our classroom and we're going to look at them a little more closely. All right, my friends, well, we're back in my classroom and brought my samples here and we're going to look at those in just a minute. But I wanted to show you this first. And so what we have is we have another form. As usual, you're definitely going to record all of your data. And part of that is going to be including photos of your 3 samples and an observation and conclusion. So what I want you to ask yourself is, how old do I think these are? So let's take a look at my sample. Okay, so here are my 3 samples right here. Now, these are all rock, or they certainly all contain rock, but you can see they are very different. So here's my example of that decomposed granite, which I picked up and we were looking at before. And you can see it kind of has that yellowish tint to it. And it's mostly rock and it has some sand in it and some fine grain, but it's really that. And now I have some bigger pieces of granite here. And these are not all granite, but they are certainly big chunks of rock. And you can see that they are newly formed because they are sharp on all their edges. And so that's kind of a telltale, give away something for how old something is how sharp the edges are. And some of these you can see have been ground all the way down to smooth. And some of these are a little bit more rough. Now here I've got something, and there's certainly rock in there. We've got some rock certainly in there, but there is a lot of organic in here. Now over in this other rock you could see a little bit of that, and in this decomposed there's even a little bit, but this one is mostly soil. Now what's the difference between soil and rock? Well, soil includes a lot of this, a lot of organic matter that's been broken down. Now that organic matter in growing, as if you've ever seen a tree root, is going to break down rock and turn it into smaller stone. And the more it gets broken down, the smaller it gets, and it becomes mixed with that decayed organic material. So now I've got 3 different kinds of rock here. Some of them are young and some of them are old. Now this rock here was probably produced and ground up in a machine. And you can see that it again has some very sharp edges, as opposed to you find it on the beach, it's much more smooth. All right, and stuff is not going to grow very well in here. Same thing over here. This doesn't hold a lot of water. Water passes right through it, so it's not going to be easily grown. But stuff that does grow in there breaks it up and makes it into this eventually. So I'm looking at old, right? But I'm looking at generally older. Took a longer time to break the big rock down to small rock. And then oldest right here. So what I'm going to do on my form, I'm going to label these 3, how I've got them there. But you today are going to go out and find some of your own rock. Okay, my friends, so there you have it. There's your Discovery Lab for today. Go find 3 different levels, 3 different types of rock, and tell me what you think about them. How old are they? And give me a description of what they are. All right, my friends, it's Friday. And today you're gonna rock it.